Have you ever felt your house grow too quiet, too spacious once you started living alone after 60? You finally get the freedom you dreamed of, but no one warned you about the silence. One-third of older adults live alone, yet many say the same haunting thing. I didn't expect to feel so invisible. But what if the secret to feeling alive again isn't in having more, but in having less? This one quiet lifestyle shift is helping thousands reach joy, health, and deep connection after 60. And the story at minute 11 will make you rethink what freedom really means. Nearly one-third of older adults live alone, and no one really prepares them for the fact that solitude doesn't always mean freedom. Here's the truth. Many believe minimalism is just about decluttering, but in reality, it can be a quiet remedy for loneliness, stress, and emotional fatigue. As we age, it becomes essential to reassess the habits that have silently shaped our daily lives. One of those habits is constant self-stimulation, whether it's through digital distractions or fleeting pleasures. While seeking comfort is natural, too much of it can leave us feeling hollow and disconnected from real life. Today, you'll explore a different approach, a minimalist lifestyle for seniors, one that saves money, reduces stress, and more importantly, reconnects you with the deeper joys of life after 60. Simple joys like tending a garden, painting freely, or walking slowly through nature. And if you skip this video, you might just keep carrying what no longer serves you both in your home and in your heart. Let's start with something not many people prepare you for. Living alone after 60 can feel both freeing and surprisingly heavy. You finally have space to do what you want, eat when you like, sleep when you feel like it. But then comes the silence, the long pauses between small decisions. Should I cook? Do I go outside today? And more often than not, the answer becomes, maybe tomorrow. At Health Haven, we've talked to over 300 older adults in the past year alone, and many say the same thing. I didn't expect to feel so invisible. That's not because of anything you've done wrong. It's because no one told you this. Independence is beautiful, but it can also quietly become isolation. One man we spoke to, James, 72, a retired teacher, told us, I had 3 rooms filled with stuff I hadn't touched in years, but what I really needed was one reason to wake up excited. That's when he tried something simple, removing one thing each day that didn't bring him peace. Within a month, he wasn't just decluttering his house, he was clearing space in his mind. This is the heart of living simply after 60. Not about having less, not about bare rooms. It's about choosing what matters more. So here's a small action to try today. Look around your space. Pick one thing, a drawer, a shelf, an app on your phone. Remove one item that doesn't bring you calm. That's not just decluttering. That's healing. Because when you let go of what no longer supports you, you make room for what truly does. 1. Reconnecting with nature. Let's talk about something that quietly affects many of us after 60. Too much noise. Too much stimulation. We don't always notice it, but when we live alone, the silence can feel too big, so we fill it with TV, our phones, background noise. Not because we enjoy it, but because silence feels strange. But over time, this constant stimulation makes us tired, even anxious. You feel busy all day, but still empty inside. Studies from the University of Michigan show that older adults who spend too much time with screens tend to sleep worse, focus less, and feel more stressed. You might not realize it until you try turning everything off. That's when you feel it restless but disconnected. Here's the good news. Peace doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing less with more presence. One man we spoke to, James, a retired teacher, started turning off his TV each morning. Instead, he sat on his porch with a cup of tea for 10 quiet minutes. At first, it felt strange, but then he began to notice the breeze, the sound of birds, and one day he said, "This silence feels full now, not empty." Try this today. Turn off all screens for 1 hour. Do something simple and real, fold clothes, water plants, or just sit outside. Let your senses take the lead. Smell the air, feel the sunlight, hear the quiet, and if you can spend that hour with nature, you don't need a big adventure, just a short walk in the park, sitting by a tree, tending a few plants in a pot. Nature gives us calm without asking anything back. It helps slow down our thoughts. It clears stress and brings peace in a way no screen ever could. The more time you spend with nature, the more you'll feel yourself return. Not to the past, but to the present, to the simple joy of just being here. 2. Simple living, real health changes. So what really happens when you start living more simply? The answer is more than just a cleaner home. You start to notice changes in your body, your mood, even how well you sleep. Let's talk about your mind first. When you remove distractions and let things slow down, your brain gets to rest, and that rest helps you focus better, remember more, and feel less anxious. A study from the University of California found that people over 60 who practice simple mindful routines like walking in nature, journaling, or quiet mornings had lower stress levels and even stronger memory over time. And it's not just the brain. Your body responds too. When you stop rushing and give yourself time to breathe, your heart rate steadies, your muscles relax, your digestion improves, even your immune system gets stronger. Why? Because a calm nervous system helps your whole body work better. We once spoke with Maria, 69, who used to feel tired all the time. She thought it was just aging until she simplified her mornings. No more jumping into chores, no more news headlines first thing. Just quiet tea, a short stretch, and a walk to the mailbox. Within 2 weeks, she said, "My joints feel better, I sleep deeper, and for once, I don't wake up dreading the day." This is where living simply meets something even more powerful. Living deliberately. You don't need to give up everything you own. You just need to make thoughtful choices, choices that reflect your values and bring you closer to what really matters. It starts small. Clear one drawer. Keep what you use often. Let go of what no longer serves you. This frees up space not just in your home, but in your mind. And don't forget your time. Simplify your schedule too. Say no to things that drain you. Say yes to quiet moments, to activities that make you feel peaceful and alive. Because when you simplify, you create room to enjoy the present moment fully. Now you might be wondering, if I've cleared the space, how do I fill it with something that truly nourishes me? In the next part, we'll show you how to move from loneliness to deep, lasting connection with yourself and your life. So stay with us. 3. From loneliness to inner connection. Living simply does more than clear your space. It makes room for connection, real connection, and that connection doesn't have to start with others. It can begin with you. When life gets quiet, you begin to hear what's always been insiders. Your calm, your creativity, your care. For many older adults, loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about feeling invisible, forgotten, not needed. But science shows us something different. According to a study from the National Institute on Aging, simple, mindful daily routines help reduce symptoms of depression and increase emotional resilience in people over 65. That's the quiet power of simplifying. It helps you reconnect not with your past, but with your present self. Take Victor, 74. After his wife passed, the silence in the house felt unbearable. He kept the TV on all day just to fill the emptiness. Then one day, he began writing small things. Memories, gratitudes, and slowly something shifted. He said, "It felt like I had someone to talk to again, and that someone was me." That's the transformation. You stop running from silence. You start growing inside it. You don't chase noise, you build stillness. And from that stillness comes peace. Try this today. Take 10 minutes with a notebook. Write one thing you're grateful for. Then do something gentle, just for you. Make tea, watch the sky, water a plant, not to pass time, but to honor it. Because this is how loneliness becomes something else. A space where you meet yourself again. Still wondering, can simplicity really help me feel more connected to others? That's where we're going next. Stay with us. Simple living, deeper relationships. Once you reconnect with yourself, something beautiful happens. You begin to open up to others. You start noticing small things. The neighbor who always waters their plants at 7 a.m. The mail carrier who smiles but never says much. The friend you haven't called in weeks, not because you forgot, but because life just got full. Living simply gives you the time and space to see people again, and more than that, to reach out. Here's the truth. You don't need 100 friends. You need 2 or 3 who feel like home. In fact, the World Health Organization defines health not just as the absence of illness, but as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. That means your relationships matter. Feeling connected, seen, and supported isn't just nice, it's essential to your health. Harvard's 75-year longevity study confirms this too. people who nurture close, meaningful bonds live longer, recover faster, and report more happiness no matter their income, age, or background. We met Lena, 68, who simplified her home, her schedule, and surprisingly, her friendships. I stopped saying yes to people who drained me, she said, and I started making tea for the two neighbors I actually enjoy. No big plans, no pressure, just one quiet cup together, once a week. And guess what? That one cup changed everything. Because when you're no longer stretched thin, you have more to give where it matters. And maybe, just maybe, you'll begin to remember something deeper. That every joy, every milestone in life was made possible by someone who helped you. We don't get through life alone, and we're not meant to. So here's something to try this week. Think of one person you feel safe with. Call them. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just say, I thought of you today. Want to catch up? Or start even smaller. Smile at a neighbor. Leave a kind note. Ask a question. And if you're ready for a little more, upgrade the relationship. Invite someone to walk with you. Share a meal. Even a simple trip to the store with a friend can turn an ordinary day into something meaningful. Simplicity creates space not just for peace, but for people. And if you've ever felt like it's too late to make new connections, don't miss what we're sharing next. Because in the next part, we'll show you how simple living opens new doors, even in your 70s or 80s. 4. Simple living, deeper relationships. Once you reconnect with yourself, something beautiful happens. You begin to open up to others. You start noticing small things. The neighbor who always waters their plants at 7 a.m., the mail carrier who smiles but never says much, the friend you haven't called in weeks not because you forgot, but because life just got full. Living simply gives you the time and space to see people again, and more than that, to reach out. Here's the truth. You don't need 100 friends. You need 2 or 3 who feel like home. In fact, the World Health Organization defines health not just as the absence of illness, but as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. That means your relationships matter. Feeling connected, seen, and supported isn't just nice, it's essential to your health. Harvard's 75-year longevity study confirms this too. People who nurture close, meaningful bonds live longer, recover faster, and report more happiness no matter their income, age, or background. We met Lena, 68, who simplified her home, her schedule, and surprisingly, her friendships. I stopped saying yes to people who drained me, she said, and I started making tea for the two neighbors I actually enjoy. No big plans, no pressure, just one quiet cup together once a week. And guess what? That one cup changed everything. Because when you're no longer stretched thin, you have more to give where it matters. And maybe, just maybe, you'll begin to remember something deeper. That every joy, every milestone in life was made possible by someone who helped you. We don't get through life alone, and we're not meant to. So here's something to try this week. Think of one person you feel safe with. Call them. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just say, I thought of you today. Want to catch up? Or start even smaller. Smile at a neighbor. Leave a kind note. Ask a question. And if you're ready for a little more, upgrade the relationship. Invite someone to walk with you. Share a meal. Even a simple trip to the store with a friend can turn an ordinary day into something meaningful. Simplicity creates space not just for peace, but for people. And if you've ever felt like it's too late to make new connections, don't miss what we're sharing next, because in the next part, we'll show you how simple living opens new doors, even in your 70s or 80s. 5. When health becomes priority, everything changes. The World Health Organization, WHO, the leading global authority on health, defines well-being as a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease. That one line changes everything. Because what's the point of having a strong body if your heart is heavy, or a full wallet if your spirit feels empty? In today's world, we often mistake money as the final goal of life. We say health matters, but what do we actually prioritize? Your true priority is what you give your time and mind to. Many people spend years chasing wealth, thinking it will bring happiness, but money alone can't nourish your soul, heal your body, or deepen your relationships. It's a tool, a medium of value, not the value itself. Used wisely, money upgrades the quality of your life. Health, peace of mind, the ability to care for those you love. But misused, it becomes a burden, an illusion of control. Because what if you had $10 million, but no health to enjoy it? What if your body is here, but you're only surviving, not living? We've met people with beautiful homes, but only use them to rest from illness. People with degrees, knowledge, plans, but no strength. True wealth isn't what you own, it's what you can still do. That's why the first priority must be health, not just physical strength, but emotional resilience and social well-being. Everyday choices build or drain that health, not just workouts, but calling your parents, laughing with a friend, being present in your body, your breath, your now. When you live simply, you stop outsourcing your peace. You create space for what matters, meaningful conversations, shared meals, a walk in nature, the joy of enough. It's like opening a fresh stream of water. What flows in must also flow out. When your inner flow is balanced, clean, and conscious, you feel whole. So ask yourself honestly, what am I really prioritizing today? What kind of strength am I building? Because at the end of the day, health is the gateway. With enough strength and time, you can become anything, do anything. So give yourself that. Time, presence, simplicity, connection. Make health your foundation, not just your fallback. And from there, build a life that's not only beautiful, but fully lived. 6. It's not too late to start again. Maybe you've heard this voice in your head before. I'm too old to change. What's the point now? That part of my life is over. But what if it's not? What if simplicity isn't about winding down, but finally choosing how you want to live? At Health Haven, we've met people who made powerful changes in their 60s, 70s, even their 80s. There's Arthur, 76. He always wanted to learn painting, but thought it was too late. Then one day, he bought a small canvas and a $5 brush. Now, every Sunday afternoon, he paints in his garage with jazz music and the windows open. There's no pressure, he told us. I just feel more me than I have in decades. Or Grace, 81. After years of silence, she reached out to her childhood friend just to say thank you. Now they talk every Tuesday. She says, it's like I got a part of myself back. Simple steps, big shifts. Because when you let go of what no longer fits, old stories, old guilt, old rules, you make space to begin again, on your terms. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is to keep learning. A full life is one that keeps growing. Learning doesn't stop with school. It's a lifelong journey that keeps your mind active, your heart curious, and your spirit young. It could be starting a new hobby, exploring a topic you've always wondered about, or simply reading one new page each morning. Learning stretches your view of the world, and it quietly fills your days with a sense of discovery and delight. You don't need a degree. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stay open, to ask questions, to try. So ask yourself, what have I quietly wanted but told myself it's too late for? It could be growing herbs on the balcony, writing a letter you never sent, or joining a local workshop just for fun. You're not starting over, you're starting deeper. And every time you choose to learn something new, no matter how small, you remind yourself there's still more of you to discover. This week, take one small step. Try a new recipe. Watch a documentary. Ask a grandchild to teach you something on their phone. Because age doesn't close the door. It teaches you which ones are worth opening. If this video spoke to you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. How are you embracing simplicity today? What small joy made you smile this week? Leave a comment below. Your words might inspire someone else. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use this message right now. Your support helps us keep creating meaningful content that empowers, uplifts, and reminds us all. Sometimes, the simplest life is the most powerful one. Thank you for being here with us. See you in the next video.